So next, we are going to discuss about solid principle, right? So anybody have some idea about solid principle? Please continue. Prasant, continue. Prasant, would you like to speak about solid principle? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, continue.
Hello.
Yeah, continue, Sujit.
In one class, in a one class, expose only those essential things which are tightly present the specific domain. Do not put other things also in that class. This is a single responsibility, right?
Right. Tanvir, there's a lot of background noise. Can you control that? Hello?
Okay. Can I explain this?
Actually, Tanvir, there's a lot of background noise. Can you control that?
Okay.
Yeah, just control that and then come back. Yeah, Deepak, would you like to explain about solid principle?
Solid is a group of principle. S stands for a single
You
responsibility.
should speak at least 5 to 3 minutes. Continue.
O for upper close and L for LISCO.
Okay.
I for interface segregation, and D for dependency inversion.
Okay. Pankaj sir, previously I said that only for S. This is a single responsibility.
No,
Single
no,
responsibility. Which I
just
said.
first explain about single principle, solid principle. Then we will go.
Yeah.
Into it.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanvir, continue.
Yeah. The solid principle is just like I say SOLID. So S for substitution principle, I for interface segregation principle, and D for dependency injection principle. So S is means that single.
It's a dependency
Yeah.
inversion principle, not injection.
Yeah, dependency inversion principle. So that S single responsibility principle, that it means that we can say this, that whatever it's not like a multiple work should be attached. Not more than one reason if we need to change. Only one reason we have to change. So maintainability purpose, if whatever functionality we write on this one class, so that we have to put this single responsibility. And if you want to update adding any class or any function, any property, anything, so that we have some reason to change this. Otherwise, no need to just touch this. Default O for open clause principle, or open clause principle, open for extension, and but is clause for modification. So whatever we will open this any class, it should be open for extension, means for whatever functionality we have, for which purpose. Suppose that we are using this class for imply related, or suppose that other calculator function, so that only that functionality should be open. And after that, if you want to close, so that we have to close to complete this functionality. So open for extension, close for means modification. No need to for modification purpose, it will be permanently closed. You cannot add other functionality. Correct. So L for means Liskov substitution principle.
Tanvir,
Sorry.
just go one by one, only one at a time, like solid principle. Then we will discuss single responsibility. Then we will discuss other. Not at a time everything.
Yeah, single responsibility I discuss actually. That the
Other person say something.
yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, anyone who want to explain the single responsibility? Anyone? If somebody want to repeat also, most welcome. Okay.
As they say, at its suggest and everyone told about this is the for single responsibility principle. Means ki if a module is designed, if a class is designed such a way so that its responsibility is only one, that is it's should not mess up over there. So that in the maintainability purpose, when we change anything, when we do something into that class, or it should not affect anyone. Responsibility should be the only one responsibility, so that if we change or anything can be done over there, should not affect any other module or any other sections in the project hour. So it's a single responsibility principle is just like that.
Do not force the extra responsibility and extra functionality in that class which is does not relate to the that class actually, right? Suppose we functionality, calculate the tax, calculate the bill, and other related tasks like accounting purpose. Do not force the after the calculating the bill, sending for the email. Email is not the part of the invoice class, right? So here print email or sending SMS is not the part of the invoice class. This is the extra responsibility we are forcing into that class. So actually it is a single responsibility. Find out those responsibility which is not the part of the that class, remove out from that class. Right?
Yes,
Hello.
right. So again, we have to first understand that what is solid principle, right? First thing, solid principle and design pattern. So we now know the difference between what is principle and what is pattern, right? Then why we need solid principle? Why we need principle? Means I want to make my code more loosely coupled, right? So what will be the advantage of that? If my code is loosely coupled, then I can maintain my code very easily. I can test my code very easily, and my code will provide more flexibility to me. And whenever I have to do the changes, then no need to do the changes in existing one. I can inherit them, and then I can use that feature. Means it will provide the extensibility also, and then it will provide the parallel development also. Like suppose 2 and 3 person is working on sending SMS or sending message. Like somebody said that, hey, send message from Outlook, send message from YouTube, send message via Twitter, send message by LinkedIn, send message by WhatsApp. So I have 5 developer. Every developer is working on different classes. So that is means parallel development. If I will put code on all the code at one condition with if condition, then parallel development is also not possible, right? Everybody's agree?
Yes.
Then second one, which we, yeah. And for code readability also, we need to make our code class module small labels module, right? And after then we come into picture that what is single responsibility principle. Like I have given an example that if I have to send a mail via SMS, via WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, some other social media platform, then I will create different classes. So what will happen? If any changes will happen in YouTube, then I will make changes only in the YouTube class. All the classes will work as it is, as they need to work. Only the changes will happen in YouTube class. Only the test will happen in the YouTube class. Rest of other class, no need to do any work in that area. So that is the advantage of single responsibility principle. Next one is open close principle. So anyone who want to explain about open close principle? Anyone? Yeah, Tanvir, would you like to explain?
Can you which
Yeah.
topic?
Sorry.
Yeah, open color principle.
Yeah, continue, Tanvir, continue.
Open color principle means open for extension, but close for modification. So whatever we have this requirement to put functionality on this particular function. After that, sometimes that we have to going for maintenance and new requirement will come. So that user developer wants to, okay, this is a new functionality we have, so that we can add this functionality here. So no, so this principle says no, not add this responsibility. If you want to this new responsibility, just create new class, not add. So for modification, it will be closed for every time. That I think that this is
Right. Hello, Odesh sir. Odesh sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Mohit, tell me.
Sir, I am tell me on open close principle.
Yeah. Odesh sir, are you there?
The
Yes,
open close-
Pankaj.
So would you like to
Okay.
speak about open close principle?
The open close principle is one of.
Wait for 2 minutes, please.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Pankaj,
yeah.
actually, right now I am comfortable in listening, not just in speaking that, because I need to go through that all those things because I didn't
problem,
prepare
no
all
problem,
those.
No problem.
Okay.
Sujit, would
Yeah,
you like to
okay,
speak
thank
about open close principle?
Yeah.
Word is explaining everything. Open close principle means it is open for extension, closed for modification. Means whatever the functionality you have designed and defined, you cannot change in existing one. You have to just inherit that. Then you can get the
Yeah.
advantage when you are going to inherit that. Now it is up to you that what you want to do in your next upcoming class.
Right.
Yeah, continue, Sujit.
Right. So open close principle state that do not change any modification in the existing entity unless you have find any bug, right? But open for modification what state that suppose you have a class and in that class you have there are three functionality. Suppose client requirements change, they come up across the new functionality. In that time we not do change in that class also, inherit that class and implement that function extra functionality, right?
Right.
Tell me.
Yeah, tell me, bro. Tell me.
Sir, I am the general idea of this principle is great. It tells you to write your code so that you will be able to add new functionality without changing the existing code.
That's
That
great,
prevents
that's
situation in which a change. That prevents situation in which a change to one of your classes also requires you to adapt all depending classes or unfortunately betrayed Mayor proposes to use inheritance to achieve this goal.
That's great.
Right? It?
Just I'm going to give the
class.
example that just I'm going to give the I have shared my screen. Just I'm going to give the example that how we are going to implement open close principle. Suppose I have a class A. Inside that I have defined let me put here one method get discount. Okay, don't go on a spelling mistake because I do some spelling mistake. So I have taken here and then some input like type. Okay, and then what I'm doing here on the basis of type, I am putting a lot of condition here. Okay, then
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, you do not type value in a.
No, just this is a prototype only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a prototype. So what will happen? Suppose I have a normal discount, golden discount, silver discount, then diamond discount. I have different type of discount. If any other discount will come, then again I have to do the changes in existing one, right? Sujit?
Right.
If any new discount will come, like Deepavali or Holi, Eid, any discount will come, or Christmas, then again we are going to do here changes in the existing one.
Yes.
So we don't want this. What we want that everything should depend upon the abstraction, and whatever the different types of discount will come, then we will create a class. And so how the things will happen? We will make one interface, IA, and inside that we will define the common method. Only we will give the implementation here. There will be no detail, and detail will, then again we have discount 1, then it will inherit A1, then it will inherit here. And in terms of in place of interface, we can define the abstract class also. Abstract class means we are going to define basic detail, basic implementation we are going to provide. Now up to you that whether you want to use the same detail or you want to add on some extra detail. That is up to you. So as of now, we have taken the example of interface. So what will happen? We will define 1, and then second one we will define second one, then third one we will define the third one. So there will be no changes in the existing class. This is what open close principle is saying. So it is clear to everybody
Yes.
about open close principle.
Yes, but my question is that why we need to do like this if we can do achieve by previous law?
Saroj, little bit, you have to speak little bit louder, please.
Yeah, can it be audible now?
Yeah, it is audible now. Better than last one.
Okay. So my question is that we can achieve the same functionality by earlier one. Okay, by adding the new if clause. Okay, so why we need to do like that? Is there any logical change or any other reason?
No, this is what open close principle is saying, that whenever a new changes should come, it should not affect in your existing one.
Yeah, I understood that, but my question is that we can achieve by previous also, right?
Yes, I can achieve by previous also, but whenever the new requirement will come, then I have to make in the existing one, I have to make one extra if condition.
Yeah, but what will be the advantage for that?
So there will be a disadvantage. Like I have to do a testing. Suppose let's go into that way. Okay, let me here. Suppose I have implemented here, right? Suppose I have implemented the same feature here also. In copy paste, I do some silly mistake. What will happen? Whatever the discount he should get it, he is not getting. He is getting only this discount. So that mistake can happen.
Yeah, this is a programmable and logical error, but if we can do by accuracy, we can achieve also.
Yeah, we can achieve, but we don't want to do changes in existing one. That's why we are depending upon the abstraction layer.
Yeah.
Now it is clear, Suraj?
Yeah, I think maintainability is affected. Testing will be affected if you use this class and these things. So better is that we have to create separate so that it will not affect others.
Right. And after 1 minute, just Zoom will get expired. So as we know that, we need to join again. Okay. So next we are going to discuss, now we discussed two things, single responsibility, open close principle. Now we are going to discuss LISCO principle. So anybody who want to put some highlight about LISCO principle? Anyone?
LISCO, it is not reading article actually by last day actually. LISCO substitute principle is to help us to achieve the polymorphic behavior, right? Which can be two parent and child, it can be replaceable. Hello. LISCO substitute principle. LISCO substitute principle help us to replace the two entity with each other with strictly inheritance with the concept of is a relationship. Like
yeah, Sujit, continue.
Yeah, LISCO substitute principle help us to replace the two entity with each other, like polymorphic behavior, parent and child relationship.
Right. The one we discussed and do independency inversion, right?
Yeah, right.
That is that LISCO and dependency inversion both are little means related to each other.
Yeah.
Can I explain?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, I think as my notes there, object is a program should be replaceable with interface of their subtypes without altering the correctness of that program. It means that if we have means one type and second type means the child relationship, so that if we changing some things subtypes, it should not affect this parent. This is my understanding. This is the LISCO principle.
Right. And interviewer make us in confusion while discussion of LISCO, right? And
yes, correct.
It is as simple as single responsibility. Just we need to understand the concept that what is actually LISCO, and first before going to understand that what is LISCO, we have to understand that why LISCO came into picture. Let me share my screen and I will give the same example which I have given while we are doing the discussion of dependency inversion principle. Right? Same example I am going to give here. Sujit, right?
Pankaj sir, do simply Control Z. You will be
no, it will not come.
picture.
Actually, I have done a lot of Control Z here. Okay. We will not to worry. We will type it here again. Okay. And it will make a habit to like we are doing copy here and we will paste in the interview.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I have class this one, right? First, we are going to understand that why LISCO came. That's it. We are going to first understand this only. Then I have here OBG equal to new A. This is possible, right? Everybody will say possible, right? So then next one we have this one. This is possible, right? Everybody?
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, next one we have that is OBG equal to new B, and then we are going to make same thing OBG new A. This is not possible, right?
Not possible.
Why? Because of parent-child relationship. Child cannot be father of his father, and father can be replicated by the child, but child cannot be replicated by father. So here, so I need to make it possible, right? I need to make this possible. That's why LISCO came into picture. So what will happen? We will implement the same idea as a dependency inversion. We will define one interface I, and both interface will get inherit here. And then here I will pass this one. Here I will pass this one. Now this is possible, right?
Yeah.
This is what Lisco is. Again, it is saying, Tanvir, which statement you have given? Abstraction layer, abstract, a higher level module should not depend upon lower level module, and lower level module should not depend upon the higher level module. Both should depend upon
Yeah.
the abstraction, and detailed should depend
Yeah.
upon the abstraction. Abstraction should not depend upon detail.
Details.
Yes, abstraction is main part. Again, in the terms of when we talk about abstraction, there is two things. One is interface, another is abstract class. And we know the difference between that, where we are going to implement interface and where we are going to implement abstract class, right? Everybody is aware about it. Anybody want to know that where I will use interface, where we will use abstract class? Anyone? Gurdas, would you like to?
I think explain this because it is minor differences, right?
Right, there's a minor difference, but interviewer always
Yeah.
catch us in that area.
Pankaj,
Yes,
Pankaj,
correct.
sir, Pankaj,
Yeah.
Pankaj, sir. This question actually asked me the interviewer. They said me, so we can do that thing while doing abstract class and interfaces. So why there exist interface and abstract class? In which scenario you use abstract class over the interface, right?
Okay.
In which scenario? In which scenario? So actually, I said that actually I have one book read, and in that in book they said that there is in C# actually in C# there is no such kind of inheritance in using interfaces. Interface is just like a extra functionality to achieve extra method in the one class. So in that book written, whenever you find any parent-child relationship with a strict relationship, in that scenario you have to use abstract classes. Otherwise, use interfaces. Like interface is not a class, is not an entity, is not mimic the any real world object. It's just give the one method to demonstrate all the different classes, right?
Right.
So this
So-
is the this is a most important question in the interviewer asked.
Yeah,
When
I
you
will
use
give. I
interfaces
will
over the
make it
abstract class.
clear today. Okay. Yeah, Tanvir, continue.
Actually, interface we are using for only contact. Suppose that we need in WCF we need to use this outside world. We want to communicate these things. That time we need to create some contact between this WCF services and the clients. So at this time we need interface to how to communicate. So contact purpose we are using interface, but abstract class is just like as a class, as a prototype. We can define, we can do anything same like as a class, but some restriction is there. Just like we have to must inherit all functionality of all these things. So it is not act like as a contact. It is just like the behavior of classes. I think this is the main issue.
Okay.
If I'm right.
Right, you are right. Mohit, would you like to speak about the difference between interface and abstract?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, PK.
Sir, I don't tell me
Okay, okay.
on
Okay, just you listen.
you,
then.
sir. Please, you tell me, and I am focused on your speak.
Okay, okay, okay. PK, you are saying something? PK, you are back after a long time. PK,
Okay,
can
sir.
you hear me? No? Okay. Then should I speak about the difference between interface and abstract? Sujit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let me draw here. Okay. Maybe I will do some spelling or typo error, so don't focus on that because my com skill is not good. Okay, don't focus on like spelling mistake. Okay, abstract class, right? Abstract class. Let me write here class. So whenever we go for the interview, interviewer always want to know that what is the difference between interface and abstract class, and what is our experience. That is not a concern. He will put the question to everybody. Now, if we are having more than 5+ experience, how we gonna to answer that? Interface means all the property, all the methods we are going to give only the declaration. No implementation will be there inside my interface, and it is pure abstract class also. That's why means all the methods will be public by default, right? In the abstract class, we can give the declaration also, we can give the implementation also, where I don't know that what will be the implementation. I know only the declaration, that these are the declaration, these are the set of rule which employee have to follow, which like he have to check in, check out. If somebody check in my office, then he have to check out also. Means set up rule which I want that if somebody inherit my class, then that all the methods will get implemented in that class. Means I am forcefully going to implement something, but I will give only the declaration, and implementation will happen in that class where it will get injected. Now, about abstract class. Abstract class means I am going to provide some basic functionality. Now it is up to you whether you want to use the same, or you want to override, or you want to hide. Means I will provide some default functionality. For example, a banking sector. I have a loan department. I am going to provide an interest loan on 10%. Now it is up to you that HDFC want to give 40%, ICI want to give 30%, some other bank want to give some other percentage. So what will happen? I have a base class of loan, base class, and then all the bank will inherit my that service. If somebody want to use the same functionality, no need to do any kind of coding in that, just he can inherit that and he can use that, right? So you understand that difference between interface and abstract? Means where basic requirement is clear, I will go for abstract. Where requirement is not clear but structure is clear, then I will go for interface. This is one line difference between interface and abstract.
Also, we can also inherit multiple interfaces, but we cannot inherit multiple abstract class. We can inherit only single abstract class.
Right. So whenever a question is coming that we can do a multiple inheritance, but when you will go in detail, then you will feel that even though multiple inheritance is not possible. For example,
this is the syntactic sugar syntax like questions.
For example, I have two interface and I have one method 1, and in here also I have method 2. Whenever I will inherit in my class A, and this class is get inherited I and comma 2, means I means you need to understand. We can put it like this also, so it will put more picture clear, right? Then it will get the ambiguity here, right? Then again we have to specify the name of interface. Then we can like year 1. Then we will get to know that which method it is going to call. But we can say that interface provide multiple inheritance, but when we will go in detail, then interface is not providing the multiple inheritance. Because why? I need to specify the interface name here. They get the ambiguity here. So this is clear to everybody, the LISCO.
Pankaj sir, one question.
Yeah.
In which situation we use interface and abstract class?
Where?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Tell me.
Sir, don't got it. Sir, don't got it. And in abstract class.
Okay, I will explain you.
Okay,
So the question
tell
of Gurdas and Mohit, that where we are going to implement abstract class, where we are going to implement interface. Interface means where structure is clear, but we don't know that what implementation will happen. That time we will go for interface. Something which I need to implement forcefully, then I will go for interface. Right, Gurdas?
Okay.
Right.
And where?
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I can read me information in interface and abstraction class for of internet.
Yeah, you can get it. You can get it. Just search in the background. Do a Google.
Okay.
Okay, you will get it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, do Google. So, Gurdas, now it is clear that where you are going to implement interface.
Right.
Let's understand the abstract class. Abstract class means here you cannot do multiple inheritance, but in interface you can do multiple inheritance. Here you can get in implementation as well as you can give the declaration only. Okay.
Right.
Means
Right.
where you know basic requirement is clear that, hey, I am going to give a basic functionality. Now up to the user what they want to do this with this functionality. Right?
Okay. Right.
In that situation, you will go for abstract class. Like sometimes we design base class as a abstract class. We give some base functionality in that. Like we inherit iController, okay, in Web API.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Web API, they have given some implementation, some declaration. That's why.
Action result in MVC classes. MVC.
Right. Yeah, he have given good example. So next one is Lisco. Sorry, next one is interface segregation. So Gurdas, would you like to speak about interface segregation?
Interface segregation means do not put all the things in the same interface. We can put as per our requirement, we can use the separate interfaces. If we put all the method in the same interface, then it should be implemented wherever we are use that interface.
Same as Gurudas. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Sujit. Continue.
My answer is same with the Gurudas.
No, you can repeat also. Okay.
No.
Actually, you can repeat also.
No. Actually, my answer was that also actually.
Okay. So should we move next? So it is clear to everybody that what is interface segregation. For example, my screen is, I hope it is visible to everybody, right? I have a interface, and in that I have defined 10 methods, right? And then I have class A. Here I am inheriting the interface, right? What will happen? Now I have to give all the implementation inside class A. Suppose in the future, I have another class that is class B. Now what happened? I need only 5 methods. Then what I need to do? I need to do one thing. I need to define here interface 1 and then interface 2. Inside I will give 5 method. Here I will give 5 method. And then here I need every method. Then I will do multiple inheritance like this. And inside here I need only 5 method. Then I will do that this one. Suppose again I need another class which is C. Here I need only 3 method. Now what I will do? I will take another one, interface 3rd, and then here I will define 3 method. What will happen now? I will inherit here, then I will inherit here, then I will inherit here. So this is what interface segregation. It is clear to everybody that what is interface segregation?
Right, clear.
Anyone have doubt about interface segregation?
No, sir. No doubt.
No doubt. Oh, that's good, Mohit. Good. So Mohit, you got the difference between interface and abstract?
Sir, I am got it. I am got it interface and abstract class because don't tell me on difference between on interface and interface and abstract class.
Okay, you got it. Oh, that's great. So next
Okay,
topic
sir.
which we are going to understand in solid principle, that is dependency injection, right? Everybody?
Okay.
So dependency inversion. Sorry. So everybody,
Okay.
I think we have already discussed dependency inversion in our IOC inversion of control class. We already discussed about dependency inversion, right? So I hope that everybody is clear on it. Tanvir, Sujit,
Right. We have discussed in the first of the time actually.
Right,
Beginning of
right.
the time.
so then now we should say bye bye then, right?
Right.
So anybody want to know something that what will be the next classes? So I am going to have a next class on ASP.NET Core, right?
Okay.
Like we have finished first chapter of ASP.NET Core, and we are going to discuss second chapter of ASP.NET Core, and we have total 15 chapter in that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Next step, which sir, next chapter start from which days?
Sunday, Saturday only, 4 to 6 o'clock.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pankaj,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, tell me.
There are 23 design patterns, right?
Right.
And no one can. So suppose we can understand all the 23 design pattern, but not possible at the project level. We use that 23 design pattern. Suppose interviewer ask me what is this design pattern, and you explain it. This design pattern is this. So interviewer is asked, have you implemented the design pattern? So how to deal this question, right? We cannot implement all the 23 design pattern,
Right. So whenever interviewer is asking a question related to design pattern, first we have to get him in our confidence that yes, I know the design pattern, what are the different types of category design pattern, and what is the advantage and disadvantage of the design pattern, right? And then we need to make him understand that we will not implement any design pattern unnecessary. We will see the requirement, we will see the problem, and accordingly we will choose the design pattern. So you can give the example that I have implemented singleton dependency injection and abstract class, abstract factory, momentum, bridge, adapter. These example you can give.
Actually, before going to the interview, actually we have to took the real life example of different design pattern, so we can better give the.
So I have one solution for this. Okay, we can discuss one design pattern and then ASP.NET Core. What do you think?
Okay, right.
So everybody is on the same page.
Take it to the real life example, take it from the any articles or any website. Real life example.
We will give the same example as we have done the discussion today. We will make the more interaction as we have done today.
Sir.
Yeah, tell me more.
Sir, next chapter topic discussion which is Friday and Saturday. Plus add this my one.
Note
sir,
somewhere.
please add this my
note somewhere Saturday and Sunday only.
Okay. Sir, please add this my one topic in second chapter bank management system project.
Okay, we will discuss that also. Okay, bank management, right?
Okay, sir.
So Sujit,
Okay,
you have to prepare about the bank management system, that if you have to design application from scratch, then what are the things we need to do? Okay, Sujit.
Okay.
Then Sujit will explain you on next Saturday. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, Sujit sir.
So in the next class, we are going to understand one design pattern and one chapter of ASP.NET Core. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then thank you everybody. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, sir. Bye. Bye.